This Coupardon says, "Hi, tall green and small red. I have a couple of friends who keep insisting that modding is inherently disrespectful towards game developers, and that if a game is great with mods but mediocre to bad as vanilla, it's not worth playing at all. One of them has a habit of pointing out that if a game requires external wikis or a cheat sheet, like most MMOs or roguelikes, to get the most out of it, then that's the sign of bad game design. What are your favorite ones that wouldn't be what they are without those efforts?" Well, that aside, that your friend's crazy, my friend. Your
friend's an idiot.
That's ridiculous because it does suck when a game is like bad and then mods have to come along and make it better. But if the end result is fun, then it's fun. Who cares?
Hey, you guess what developers do when you show them that you added a feature to their game that makes it better? Oh, cool. I wish I had time to have implemented that.
Like, at the end of the day, you can stand on some weird, like, you know, ground of principle and say, like, oh, this game was never worth it because of its release date or whatever. Or you can just play what's fun. If someone makes a thing fun, then good.
So
Hell, one second, just at the extremes, when someone mods a game into being funner than its original, yeah, that's how you get fucking Dota. That's how you get Counter-Strike. That's how you get Fortnite. That's how you get all of these fucking like huge games that are influencing the entire industry. They all come from fan-made modifications of another thing.
So take it from a person like me who, due to a bunch of bad ideas over my life and obsessive compulsive disorder and a bunch of dumb ways that I thought about things, I am the person who thought that an artist who is drawing something was transcribing a perfect image in their head onto a sheet of paper like a photocopy machine. Not necessarily line by line, horizontal to vertical, but they were just recreating the perfect image in their head. The idea that this gentleman seems to have is that a game or art is the platonic realization of the ideal work of art, and the artist's inspiration or goal or vision or whatever is sacrosanct and perfect and should be adhered to the maximum. And therefore, by modifying this work of art, you are diluting that perfect artist vision. This idea is fucking stupid.
It's
particularly with video games, which are collaborative, like
efforts by a team of people. Yes.
The vision is a starting point. It's an iterative process. People that make games that are perfectly suited to their original vision often make totally rigid, shitty games. Well, I think the best example that I can think of off the top of my head is Witcher 3 and the argument between the director and the lead gameplay designer about what the director's vision for Geralt's movement was to be in the game. He wanted Geralt to control like a horse, and this was his idea in his heart, and this was on the GDD, and that's how it was going to be, and he didn't care if other people liked it better. That's how it was. And the lead gameplay designer kept going, why don't we just make him control good and better? And then the game comes out, and there's only the original control scheme, and it is wildly reviled. Geralt controls like shit, and sure enough, one of the first patches comes out, alternate controls.
Yeah.
From you know, the ideas that the man who would at that point be fired for arguing with the director so much.
Yeah. No, the funny thing is,
now
like,
Geralt controls well. But before I leave off,
yeah.
That wasn't a disagreement within the team that integrated what otherwise would be a mod. People on the team fight each other. They disagree. Sometimes good ideas get thrown away. There's no singular perfect vision.
Well, what I would like to ask this person's friend is, name me a single game that you like, right? And I will show you the GDD for that game, which completely steers and veers off from what you got in many ways. And now the thing you like is departing from the vision that was originally put on paper in GDD form, right?
Yeah.
When it was designed, there's a ton of things that you cut on the way to the final. Tons. Is it compromised as of that state? You know? So yeah,
I have another explanation. Say somebody cooks you a soup. Gives you your soup. Yes. And you drink your soup and you're like, it's a little bland. And you Woolie pull out some salt that happens to be on the table and go doot, 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 put a little salt in it. And you're like, oh, cool. Much better. And then I reach across the table and I pick up your soup and I throw it in your fucking face. How dare you?
How dare you?
You interfered with the integrity of that cooked soup. You bitch.
Now, what if it wasn't me, but if it was the waiter who came over and said, would you like some Parmesan?
And I would say, how could you, you fuck?
You beat that waiter to death, clearly. Clearly. Even though they're part of the same establishment.
No, it's different.
Yeah. Have you ever installed a day one patch for any game you've ever played? How dare you? How dare you interrupt the vision?
I have the most ridiculous. Have you ever worn sunglasses?
Yes.
Because it was God's vision.
Oh boy.
Your vision were to be horribly destroyed by sunlight.
Now we're getting into like just a whole other realm of
disrespectful to the Lord.
That's of a whole other realm of essentialist fucking insanity with the state of affairs and the default way things ought to be.